Hi, Gloria Lybecker here with Healing You. Have you ever had the experience where you just could not fall asleep? You're just tossing and turning and trying to find that sweet spot to get comfortable, and it just seems like it's never going to happen. Or maybe you've had the experience of falling into that blissful sleep and then waking up and not being able to stay asleep. And it's the overthinking. These thoughts just keep coming back around and around and around, and all the things that you needed to do, or you should have done, or you couldn't do, or you thought you wanted to do. Maybe it's just the fear of the position you hold at work. Maybe you have a position where you are in management, or you hold space for others and take responsibility to a whole different level. Maybe you're experiencing a little bit of burnout in your life, trying to do it all. Maybe you get scared that maybe you're wasting your time with what you're doing, really wanting to be able to make a difference. Well, let me tell you a story. It's been a few years back, but I was a medical office manager, and I really enjoyed what I did. I was able to see the big picture as well as the details, and I got hired at a new job that had quite a few staff members, and they had some, things had gotten a little messy, and they needed somebody to be able to come in and get things cleaned up and organized and back on even keel. And so what I noticed in this environment with these new people that I had never met before was that there were a lot of judgments, and there was a lot of gossip, and there was a lack of integrity in certain places, and there was some bullying that was happening between employees. And so what I did with that situation was I slowed it way down, because that's one of the things I like to do. Slow it way down so I could get more clarity. And so I began to interview each of the employees one at a time, unpacking their perceptions of what it is that they do, what are their responsibilities, where would they like to grow, what are the problems they're having, what would they like to have different, and to really get a good sense of the whole organization in that way. And I even met with each of the physicians, and so that we could have a mutual understanding as well as what my intention was coming on this job and what were the goals that we wanted to end up with. And through that process, and it got pretty messy, was being how important it is to really have a clear intention. What is it that I am about? And also to be able to set clear boundaries around the limits of what I'm willing to do or not willing to do. And one of the things that happened that was really difficult for me, because it was really stressful, was the lack of clear contingent communication. And a big lesson for me was to learn that it's okay to walk away when something is not in alignment with your own values. Nobody can pay you enough for that, in my experience. So by being willing to slow it down and get really clear, to have honest communication was paramount for me. And through that, I did discover that it's possible to feel really clear and relaxed and to enjoy a balanced life. But before I got to that point, when it was like at the crux of the stress level, I woke up and I was like, I had spent the whole night not being able to sleep and just having that overthinking driving me. It's like something's out of place here, something's off. And I was burning myself out because I was doing my best to do it all. And once I was able to have those conversations with an open heart and to make recommendations for the health and well-being of this medical office to go forward, then I was able to step away because it wasn't a good fit. Because I lead with my heart. And I discovered through this whole process, though, that it is really possible to feel clear and relaxed and to enjoy a balanced life. At the end of the day, I don't want to go home and not be able to stop thinking about what happened at work. I want to be able to have the conversations at work that I need to have in order to have an authentic life. And then I discovered my sleep was restored, and I could stay present and grounded even in the face of stress, having conversations with people that have strong energy. They might get in your face, and it doesn't need to mute my voice. I can still speak what is true for me. Because especially in that situation, that voice needs to be heard. And I know my truth when I'm really able to trust my inner guidance, trust my intuition, trust your gut, and to know that your contributions are valuable and they are then valued. So how important it is to know what your contributions are so you can value them yourself. So what gets us stuck in that looping pattern? Well, for me, it was a fear-based, as a lack. Like, am I not doing something I need to be doing? Maybe I'm just not enough. And to be able to slow down and acknowledge what is my intention here. I had to take the time. I called in sick. I slept the whole day. I got clear around what it is that I'm willing to say yes to. And what are the foundations for relationship with me, whether in business, at home, and with friends. Those values don't change for me, folks. They're the same because that's important to me. And so then when I could recognize that by showing up the way I do, that I am a contribution in the world, and I can trust that. So what did I need to do? And what is it that you could do? If you find yourself in that worry and stress that's keeping you stuck and stealing all your energy, well, one really simple thing you could do is go buy a big thing of salt and pour it in a hot bath and take a hot salt bath, because that will actually release the toxins from your body and you'll feel different. All of those negative ions of energy that have been running, they're stealing your energy. So to let them actually go through that process, because the change happens in the process. We need to take time to set aside in order to relax and to focus on what is enjoyable to you. Relaxation is only pleasurable when we can actually take the time to be in our experience and allow ourselves to absorb it. Because it's possible to slow down. Most everything can be done a little slower or a little later. And if you'd like to get some more process around this, I invite you to check out my free course, because it's all about reducing that worry and stress that keeps you stuck and that sucks out your energy in order to reclaim who you were born to be. And you can find that information at healingyousanctuary.com. And thanks for being on this journey with me today. Healing you.